Hey, what's up everyone? So I've been getting a lot of comments on Instagram about doing a rig loadout video. So here it is. This is just kind of how I ride around. I'm not loaded out for a trip, not anything special, right? So this is just kind of how I roll around on the daily. All right, to kick it off, we're going to start in the back of the vehicle. We got the Nomadic drawer system, Nomadic Overland. They're out of Arizona. Great company, easy to work with, ship it to your door, easy assembly. This drawer system has been a game changer for my loadout. So over on the right side is where I keep my kitchen. We got the shelf on top. This comes out. We'll start in the front. So we got spices, right? If you don't have Tony's, you're not doing it right. Koozies. You can never have too many koozies. I've got a Midland weather radio in here. You never know. You're going to lose service. Storm coming in, right? It's a good idea just to have that backup. Yeti bottle. Got some knives. Kind of a knife junkie. This one, I want to talk about this for a minute. So this is a PKV knife. Pruitt Knives of Valor. If you guys don't know, you need to go look them up and get one of these knives. It goes everywhere with me. Montana Knife Company. Folgers. Long Sport. Move back, got some Peak refuels. So these are just leftovers from my last trip. Man, Peak's good. These are great. They high on protein, they taste great. Definitely the way to go. More coffee. I keep a jet boil in here. Self-explanatory, these jet boils are great. Some fuel, more spices. Creamer. My wife's got to have creamer for her coffee, so that stays in there. Fuel, good old Stanley cup, good for boiling water, whatever you need. Here I've got my camp set. So this is a GSI Outdoors, pots, pans. There's cups in here, bowls, plates. This is a handy little kit, easy to stow. We've also got Midland radio charger. So I've got Midland radio on board, but I also carry the handhelds. You never know, someone on the trail doesn't have one. You got to get out and spot someone, right? So these handhelds it's good to keep them around. Rain gear. Some frog togs. This is my Sea to Summit towel. Quick dry. They soak up water well. Lightweight. Good to have. Takes up a lot less room than a big traditional towel. Dude wipes. If you know, you know. So this is just toiletries, right? Toothpaste, body wash, mouthwash, toothbrush, all the things to keep you clean while you're out there on the trail. More coffee. Bug spray. TP. And more dude wipes, right? Those are great for the obvious. But you can also wash off with them, bathe with them, wipe stuff down. I love dude wipes. You can't have enough. So I'll put all this back later. Put this drawer back. Actually, we'll leave it out. I'll take everything out of the other drawer, put it in here for you. So this drawer is where I keep most of my tools. We got an extra air filter. You never know, dusty roads, it gets wet, you know, there's plenty of reasons to carry an extra air filter with you. more bug spray. And this Folger can, no, it's not more coffee. This is batteries, nuts, bolts, extra hardware for roof rack, drawer system. It's just good to have some extra hardware on you. Batteries, a level. So I do run a off-grid trailer. So, you know, level it out, make sure we're in a good spot. If I got to get one side up higher than the other, so that's what that's for. Gloves, just good old leather work gloves. If you got to get out, cut trees, cut a branch, work on something, you got to have work gloves. I keep a torque wrench. Last thing you want is to have to make a trail repair and either over torque something or under torque something. So I just always keep a torque wrench with me. Shop rag, duct tape. We've got more batteries in here. Double A's, triple A's. So I'm gonna put some of this back and we'll talk about this tool roll. So this tool roll by Step 22 is great. I love it. This thing is tough. I beat the hell out of it. I don't just use it on the trail. I find that I've got so much in here that regardless if I'm working on the runner, my wife's Jeep, whatever, right? I end up pulling this out, I'll throw it on the ground, and I usually work straight from here. So, oil filter socket, various tools. I'm not going to go through the whole tool list. Maybe we'll save that for another video, but it's good to have tools on you. This folds up, goes right into itself. Love this thing. Heavy duty canvas bag, multicam, black multicam. If it ain't multicam, you're not doing it right. So, Step 22, thank you. Tarp. So, you never know when you're going to need a tarp. You can make a shelter with it. You can lay it on the ground if you got to get underneath your vehicle and it's muddy, snowy, whatever. Here in Houston, we don't deal with the snow a whole lot, but I do travel up north often, so it's good to have. More Step 22 gear bags. I love these bags. In here, I keep all my paper maps. So I've got road atlases. I've got paper maps from just about everywhere that I've been or want to go. Again, you never know if you're going to be without service. You forget to download offline maps. Whatever the case is, keep some paper maps with you. And this one, so I do have my spare center wheel cover. For my spare, I do have a matching spare. But in here, I keep a NOCO jump pack. You can jump with it. You can charge your devices. These things are great. Multiple jumps. And then I keep an OBD2 scanner also. You know, the last thing you want to do is to be on a trail, have a check engine light come on, have your 4-low, your 4-wheel drive system lock out on itself, right? It's good to be able to hook that up, scan it real quick on the trail, and if you need to, clear the codes, or at least be able to make it to the next service station or O'Reilly's, whatever, and get what you need to get back on the road and going. Ratchet straps. Again, something you can't really have too many of. I did pick up these ratchet wranglers at More Expo a couple years ago, and I love these things. I mean, you just throw the straps in there, it keeps them nice and tidy. You don't have them strung out all over. That was a great deal. And then tire kits, right? So I got the ARB tire kit. plugs, patches, extra valve cores, you name it. It's not always ideal, and you're not always in a situation where you can get to your spare, you can jack the vehicle up, you can change your tire. So sometimes it makes a lot more sense, not only for time, but from a safety aspect, to go ahead and just plug that tire, get back on the road, and get rolling. So that's the contents of the drawer system. I'll put some of this back. So, fridge slide. I don't have my fridge in here. It's inside. But like I said, this is just rolling around. So whenever I do go on a trip, fridge slide, roller cams, great setup. In the back, okay, we've got just a little camp blanket, camp pillow. And then I keep this little Mystery Ranch backpack, just in case you hit the trail, you're at an expo, whatever, walking around. It's nice to have that, throw some water in, whatever you need, right? Extra bag. Paper towel holder. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to bring you in a little bit. All right. Paper towel. You got to have paper towel on the rig. Like I said, that's camp pillow, blanket, bag. In here, I've just got, some fire starting lighters, whatnot. This is the roller cam. I believe it's called the Overland kit. Good variety of straps. I use the heck out of this thing. Love it. So we'll spin around over on this side. So over here, keeping a small camp hatchet. And this is another one of those tools that I used to always see on people's rigs and never really understood how much it would be used. I beat stakes in the ground with it. Haven't really chopped wood with it, but it is a good hammer for beating on stuff. Some more mechanics gloves just for whatever. I do keep a tourniquet in here. There's an extra cat tourniquet. First aid. So this particular first aid kit's by My Medic. It's Velcroed, so that can just pull right off. Take it with you wherever you need to go. Good to have some first aid. This is a small camp chair. So I actually didn't have a small lightweight camp chair like this. And I was on a trip with my brother, and he gave this to me. He bought a new one at Expo Mountain West, so I snagged onto his old one. Fire extinguisher, right? You never know. Good to have a fire extinguisher, even if it's a campfire, you're cooking, stove fire, whatever the case is, right? Good to have a fire extinguisher. So these pretty much live in here. Koozies. If you don't have a dedicated pouch for koozies, I mean, what are you really doing? Glock knife. Like I said, I'm a knife junkie, so I keep lots of knives in the rig. So let's spin you around. We'll go to the inside of the vehicle. All right, so now we're going to move to the back seat. In my door, I always keep bottles of water. You can never have too much water in your rig. More koozies. Just some Dollar General sacks, right? You throw trash away, whatever the case is. So back here, I do leave my third seat open generally. My little one rides back here. He says it's his runner. But I do have a sleep platform that I'll put in here when I'm on solo trips, right? I don't like to take the trailer more than I need to. It's easier to wheel, obviously, without the trailer. So I've got an additional sleep platform, and you can see I leave the 2/3 platform in here, and we'll kind of look at that when we go over on that side. But the 1/3 just bolts right in to the Nomadic Overland system. Again, this platform is by Nomadic Overland, and that's really been a game changer also when it comes to solo trips and not having to take the trailer. Headlamps, gotta have headlamps. So we'll move around to the front. So front seat, we'll go to the door. Fire extinguisher. I like to keep a fire extinguisher handy from the driver's seat. You never know if you've got an overheating issue, electrical fire, whatever it is. I can jump out, I can grab that, quick access. I don't have to go to the back, open the gate. So there's that. Again, more water. I keep my winch controller in here. It is corded and wireless, but I keep that there, just handy, easy to get to. Some tahine, if you know, you know. A bottle of ibuprofen in there, it goes with the tahine. My amber light covers for my KC ditch lights. Let's go ahead and move into the front seat. All right, so up top, step 22 visor MOLLE panel. Keep some pins in there. I got this little seatbelt cutter and glass breaker, so that's handy. Got my tool to take my lights off, or the covers off of my KC lights. Over on this side, Garmin InReach Mini 2, Leatherman scaler tool. I do have this Blue Point Mounting Solutions Ruby Grid. This is specific for the 5th gen runner. Bolts up on the dash. You can still see your clock in here. But I've been on some pretty gnarly trails, and this thing has just held solid. It's been great. Holds my phone. I got this RAM mount for my iPad mini so that I can run my maps on there, still leave my phone free. Midland radio, right? Keep that handy. I do have the Midland on board. Before we mention the handhelds, I do keep this on board and carry the handhelds. Knives, more knives. This is just a little Gerber assisted open. This is a cool little knife. I picked this up at Expo Mountain, and Civivi, love Civivi knives, good little fixed blade. Charging cables. Like I said, the rig's kind of a mess right now, but this is how it rolls around on the daily, right? Center console, I did get these little organizers. So there's that, right? Let's see, patches. Got to do patches. Okay, on the headrests, right? We've got black diamond headlamps on both headrests. Obviously my wife's over here if she goes with, so I try to keep extra headlamps for her, the little one. Mine obviously stays on my side. And we'll move over to the passenger rear. So over here, Onward, I think it's Onward Overland. They make these seat back covers and headrest covers. I absolutely love them. I'm about to move this one, I think, over to the passenger side, just because since I put the platform in, it's obviously hard to access. I can't really use it. Now the headrest, on the other hand, I use this all the time, right? I keep an extra beanie in there for cold weather, but I use this front pouch for binoculars. So I keep my binos in there. I do a lot of hunting. So if I'm out on the trails or hunting, need to stop, glass something, that's easily accessible from my seat. Underneath that, there is a spot, which I love that they did, to put another cat tourniquet. So one of those things that you hope you never need, but if you need it, right? So you can't have too many tourniquets. More knives. Usually throw my trail shoes in there. Underneath, I have this Ascend Snooze Vest. So this is my sleep pad. Whenever I'm sleeping in the runner on my sleep platform, this thing has a little air nozzle on it. You unscrew it, it auto fills, foams up, and then obviously reverse process to fold it back up. But it makes sleeping in the Forerunner a whole lot better. Yep, wool blanket. You never know when you're going to need a wool blanket. Obviously, it gets cold, especially when you get up to elevation. You don't know. It's hard to judge the weather, and I'd rather have it and need it than need it and not have it, right? So it's kind of the philosophy with a lot of this stuff that I have in here on the regular. Alucab. So this is the shadow awning. This is the 270. So it does wrap all the way around to the back. I've had a lot of questions about it. No, the tailgate does not lift all the way up whenever I have it deployed. But it does go up high enough to where I can get the fridge out. I can stand underneath it. I'm 6'1", and I've got to barely duck to get underneath it, so it's not bad. It's doable, right? And I'd rather have the extra shade, to be honest with you. And we'll do a review on it, kind of a look at it. We'll get it deployed and walk you through it another time. So the rig, again, we'll do another video on this, but Westcott Designs sliders, Method wheels, Falcon Wild Peak AT4s. I love these tires. You know, living in Southeast Texas, Houston area, so to get to a lot of trails and a lot of mountains, we got to do a lot of road travel. And these things are over a year old, got probably 30,000 miles on them, and I mean all the tread life. It's like they're brand new. I love these tires. They handle great off-road, handle great on-road. I don't know that I'll ever switch. KC pods for the ditch lights, Midland radio antenna, CBI front bumper. I love the CBI covert bumpers. They're rock solid, still kind of keep a minimalist look. Great bumpers. Factor 55 hardware on the Smitty built winch. That's a 12,000 pound winch tucked in there. Diode dynamic fogs. So, Prinsu roof rack. I love this roof rack. It's got some of the Prinsu accessories on it. Traction boards, 23-0 box on the top. So up here, keep my recovery gear and the, again, Step 22 bag. Moreflate 4-tire system for air up, air down situations. And then I keep just kind of a heavy duty rain vest in there. It's got some reflective aspects to it. So if you got to do some on the side of the road repairs at night, at least you're hopefully not going to get ran over, right? I love this box. It's got the shock assist open. They do make some ollie panels for up here. I'd like to get some, but just haven't yet. But that's where all my recovery gear goes. That way it's pretty accessible. If I have to get out of the cab I can get on my sliders, I can get up here if I'm buried in mud or whatever the case is, right? It's pretty accessible very quickly from the driver's seat. I found this. This is a Demos or DMOS, I'm not sure, someone correct me on that, mount. I put my shovel up here. I think a shovel's, it's one of those things that you don't usually use, but when you need it, you're gonna need it, right? Whether you've got to shovel some rock to try to fill in some ruts, shovel snow, drop a deuce, you need a shovel, right? Bison gear, window molly panels with the Rotopack. This is the 3-gallon. Whenever I am traveling and I've got this rig loaded down, it is heavy. It does suck fuel, especially when I'm hauling the trailer. So I always keep an extra 3-gallon here, and then we'll do a trailer walk around in another episode, but I keep a 5-gallon jug on the trailer. So I usually have 8 to 10 gallons of fuel in reserve. We'll close the hatch. Diodynamic amber chase lights for the obvious dusty roads. It's nice to have those on so that the guy behind you's not rear-ending you. So I had another Bison gear window molly on this side, but I opted to take it off just because it kind of, not that it got in the way, but when I deploy the awning, I kind of like this area to be a little bit more free and clear. So that pretty much wraps up the rig loadout for the daily driver. I mean, I guess you could say I could camp out of this thing at just about any time. So not full camp loadout, but daily driver loadout. So I appreciate everybody watching this video. Hit that like, subscribe, drop some comments. This is my second video, first one on screen. So if you got some tips, pointers, advice, drop them down in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.